Welcome to MailRite. You have Jonathan and Adam here today for the workshop, and we are going to discuss 7 email marketing mistakes that real estate agents need to avoid. We hope you've been enjoying these free workshops, and we can't wait to share these tips and tricks with you today and help you grow your business. So Jonathan, let's jump into it. Are you ready? So first thing is, do your subject lines suck? And what do we mean by that, Jonathan?
Well, it's really important, isn't it? Because, if you've got a really crummy title, they're not going to open it. And if they don't open it, that's going to be a bit of a waste of time. So you do really want to think about, it's the main thing that will determine if they're going to open the email. So do spend a little bit of time, about something punchy, something that, that if you got it, you would open. Don't send, like, you see a load of these emails, this quarter's real estate market and reports. Is that really punchy? Is that really engaging? I don't think so. On the other hand, don't overpromise and don't have it, have it just clickbait. And when they open the email, it has nothing to do with the title, because that really peeves people off and they're just going to unsubscribe. So Don't do that. But it does need a decent title if you want people to open the thing. So let's go on to the next one there, Adam.
Real quick, before we do, a little tip here too is when you include like one little emoji in that subject line too, research has shown that it does help improve the opening rate. So think just logically, whatever that means nowadays, what would cause you to open up a marketing email? What would be so catchy and have some wow factor that would make you want to click to read more about it? And that's what you need to do with your audience.
You want to go on to the next one, Adam?
Yeah, so do your emails offer any real value? That's huge.
This is another tricky one, because I don't mean the obvious that goes into people's minds, that this has to be like a war and peace email. It's more about sending the right email to the right audience at the right time. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people build out fantastic lists, and I know agents that really send a really long form email monthly, and they only send it to 300 people, and their whole business is about getting referrals from those 300 people. I know a dozen agents that have successful real estate businesses based on a tight relationship with 300 local people. And they send a monthly email, and it's long form. But then,
so are you talking about the value here? Are you talking about email lists, or is the email list?
Well, it's a bit both, isn't it? But what I'm saying is, they send a really long form email that they spend a lot of time on once a month religiously, and they only send it to 300 people. Most people, that's one way of doing it. Most people, that's the extreme. The other side of the extreme is somebody that gets a template email from their brokerage, but they might have 10,000 people in their database, and they just do a monthly blast. And if they get more than 2% opening it, they think they've achieved something. I think they're the extreme. What I'm suggesting is you need a bit, don't be in those two extremes can work. Most agents got a bigger list than 300, but most agents don't have 10, 12,000 people in their list. Yeah. So you need to go for a more middle road. So, but don't think just getting something from your broker and just putting your logo on it and send it out is going to get you any results, because probably your list isn't large enough to really get any kind of result, because you'd be lucky if you get 1% opening in it.
Yeah, and even if it's not large, really it's the quality. So back to that value thing, why, first of all, did you get people to open it? Even if it's a list of 300, hopefully it's 12,000 on your list, but If it's 300, did you get people to open it up? We're seeing opening rates of, 20, 25%. So you're going to get 75 to 100 people if you're doing things right, if you have the right subject line, if you're bringing value. So what resources are you bringing to your audience on those email lists that they're learning, they're growing, you're keeping them curious about the real estate market? I mean, that's the value, I think, that those lists need to include when you're sending.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a plug here. You can utilize the MailRite system, the email, to send out a monthly newsletter. It's mostly text. You can put image in with it, but I'll just do it mostly text, and you can use that. Just don't rely on these canned emails that come from your brokerage. You can send that. You can utilize the reports, the PDFs they supply. You can attach them. But, it's a bit like our previous, isn't it? When we're saying you need your own website, you need your own CRM.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rely on the broker, because the other factor is if you're building your list utilizing the brokerage tool, they own that list.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that in the other video with websites being owned by you versus a brokerage. So yeah, keep that in mind. So the next one, are you overly relying on email marketing automation without really understanding? And we touched a little bit about this on the value one, but what are, some of the, I guess, 3 lists that would be a good way to break down someone's database, Jonathan?
Well, hot, warm, and cold. Cold are people that you probably ain't done any business with, but through doing adverts, doing lead magnets, doing various scraping, they've got into your list. This is a grey area because you could say you're spamming them, but if you're utilizing a proper email marketing system and you're offering them a really easy way to unsubscribe, most people don't get peeved off. Yeah. So I call that your cold list. I call the medium list. They recognize you. They've met you. They know about you. They know that you're an agent. That's what I call your lukewarm list. And I call your hot list people that have done direct business with you, have bought a house, sold a house, in the process, have done. They're your hot list. They're your referral list. And you should do. But what I meant by 3, not over-reliance on marketing automation. Look, I think I forgot who said it, but somebody said with great power comes great responsibility. We offer a great platform, and then Adam, we can take on helping you write a monthly newsletter. We can do that for you.
Yeah. Part of the
Adam can do that. You don't want me doing it because I've got dyslexia, so you definitely don't want me doing it. But what I'm saying is, don't automate it all and just rely on sending a monthly from which your broker supplies. If you've got a big list and you're talking about your cold list, that's probably, and then they click it and then you can have it go into your lukewarm list. That probably works, but for smaller people with smaller lists, if you're really going to get something out of it, you've got to put a little bit of effort into it, or you're going to have to pay for us to put some effort into it. There's no other way around it, Adam.
Yeah. So, we'll get into the 4th one, but before we do, we hope you're enjoying these and you are learning, you're growing, your business is growing. That is the reason we are doing this. If you could please give us a thumbs up, and you can subscribe, and then also hit the bell for notifications so when we have more free videos. We're doing these almost weekly right now, and they're all really hot topics. So thanks for that. All right, we've covered your subject lines. Do they suck? Are they awesome? Do your emails offer value? Breaking up into different lists and understanding the automation for the email marketing. And then the 4th one is, are your emails mobile friendly?
Yeah, because we're all, we tend to be on a laptop or in front of a desktop, and I am most of the day, and Adam is to some extent. But the people that receive this email, the last information, authoritative info I got about this, that is over 80% of
Yeah,
real estate focused email marketing are opened on mobile devices.
agree.
So you really, before you send it off, you want to view it on your mobile device, because it might not look, or the layout might not work on a mobile device. And that might be one of the reasons why your opening rate isn't fantastic. So it's a
Yeah.
bit of a tip, but it's important.
Yeah. Okay, so fifth one, do you randomly send out your emails on different days and hours and at random times during each month? Or are you being intentional? Because there is a strategy behind this. There's research behind this, right, Jonathan?
Well, it does vary. There are, you can do a quick search. Some people say it's best. I think it really is down on who you're sending your email to. If it's
Yeah.
your cold, your luke, or your hot. Your
Yeah.
hot, and I want to point out something quickly, the hot list. Well, that hot list, I think you should utilize something like BombBomb. Or you could, or you could buy into Line Desk. Line Desk has a video e-marketing. I would utilise the other two with the mail right system. We don't propose to do everything for everybody in our system. So bolt on either Line Desk or, but I would invest in BombBomb. And for that hot list, I would send them a video email, individually custom. We've got some great resources about what kind of email. We can give you some advice about that, but that's how I would do it. It really depends on hot, lukewarm, really warm, what you're going to
Yeah.
be sending to them.
Yeah. And your audience, people would ask me that even about social media, but this pertains to email marketing because I can say, oh, Tuesday at 9 in the morning is the best time. Well, what if your audience is Central America or East Coast or who knows, wherever you are watching this and you're in real estate, the times are going to vary. People's, schedules are going to vary. So you'll get a good pulse once you start to see some of the analytics on your open rates and things like that. So pay attention to those because it'll definitely help. All right, ready for the next one?
Sure am.
All right, so number 6, are your emails segmented? That's a pretty good word, Jonathan. What do you mean by that?
Well, cold, lukewarm, hot.
Okay.
And
So just those three.
as your list gets bigger, you can segment it even more. Now, this is really linked to 101 of digital real estate marketing. It's all about the database, baby. That's what it's about. It's about, you're going to drop at least 20% of your database per year anyway through them naturally dropping out.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep the bucket filled because the bucket does have leaks. That's with everybody. So every year you're going to lose 20% of that database. So that's why you've got to keep it topped up, and that's why you've got to get new people to sign up for your newsletter, lead magnets, all the rest of it. Because after about 3 years, you've lost 60% of your list of your database. So you've got to be, so keep this in mind. But it doesn't, like I say, cold, lukewarm, hot. You send different stuff to these different lists, and we're talking about segmenting it by 3. It's not jet sign. If you get a bigger list and you're a power team, you probably have a personal assistant, or somebody that can segment it even more.
Yeah. And you could describe those however you want to describe those. And, it is important to keep filling up those lists and, as you segment those and you grow those. And recently did a listing ad for a realtor that we have. And, I think it was only $100 and we added another 27 leads into her database that were kind of a warm to hottish type of leads from Facebook and Instagram ads. So We do offer that as part of our plans as well that we can assist with. So check that out at mailright.com.
Yeah, because I want to point out with our top plan, we say digital campaigns, and that can be Facebook, that can be using Google, or if you don't want to, if you haven't got the budget, part of that we can do a monthly newsletter for you as part of that. If you don't want to do the Facebook stuff, it's one. But we do one campaign. It could be either email, social media, or it could be advertising. It's one campaign a month, and that's in our top plan. The middle plan, you can come on board and we do a weekly Zoom and we advise you, and you can talk to me and Adam directly on that Zoom call with some other agents that are doing exactly the same thing as you, and you can learn from their mistakes. But we're there to give you advice. Or the lowest plan, we've got some great, Adam does the onboarding. He'll show you the system. We can give you some initial advice, get you going. So you've got some great options there.
Yeah. All right. So last but not least, are you using a CRM? Because none of this makes sense, and you might get yourself in trouble if you're just sending it through, Outlook or your Apple email. So how important is a CRM? What is a CRM? I know we talked about this.
Well, it's entertaining because, on the previous one, that's a CRM. What we mean by it is that you need marketing email is different from inbox email. Inbox, it's jonathan@mail-right.com, and you should not, and it's actually illegal to send email you're probably breaking the terms and conditions of Outlook 365 and Google by saying, well, you are actually breaking the conditions, not if you are.
Especially if there's not an unsubscribe option and things
exactly,
like that.
Because that really peeves me off. These people.
I hate it.
I don't mind they do it once, I've signed up for something, and they send me a personal email, adding something. But when in general they're utilising it as a blasting tool, and they keep emailing me, and I just delete it. In the end, I'll send them a snotty email. Please do not keep emailing me, right? Because they're breaking the law by not giving me an option to unsubscribe. Don't be one of those annoying agents that do that, because it peeves people off, Adam, doesn't it?
Yeah, and not only that, you want to kind of that CYA, you want to protect yourself and your business from something that is such a 101 decision about having a CRM that has these options that kind of keep you and your company legit. Plus, it just looks better, right? It's not just not annoying and not illegal. It looks better. And remember, this is marketing. This is you. This is your business that people are making, perceptions about, and you're impressing them or not impressing them. So make sure you take care of these things and do things right.
That's great. Yeah. I think that's it, Adam. Got any other last thoughts?
I think that's it. Just again, if you are learning, we'd love to hear what you're doing, any ideas or input that you have. If you have other, topics that you want us to cover, let us know as well in the comments. We'll leave some links for some of what we discussed. And again, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe and the notification bell. Bam that thing, and we will see you next time.